You might not notice it in the mirror. You might not even trust it when someone says it to your face. But if you're a woman over 60 and you've ever questioned whether your beauty still matters, here's your truth. It matters, and not despite your age, but because of it. The signs are all around you. They aren't always obvious. They're soft, they're quiet, and they don't arrive with loud noises or whistles. They show up as respect, as attention, as energy. Real beauty, the mature kind, moves differently. It's not about chasing youth, it's about being unforgettable. Let's begin with the first sign. You still turn heads, but now it feels different. Back when you were younger, attention might have come from red lipstick or a tight dress. Now it's how you walk into a room. Calm, steady, shoulders easy, posture graceful. There's a silent authority in the way you carry yourself. People may not even realize they're looking, but they are. And not because you're showy, but because you give off something deeper. Confidence, the second sign. Younger women pay attention. You might not notice, but when a younger woman says, "I hope I look like you at your age," that's not just polite talk. That's real admiration. You've become someone they respect. They might ask what cream you use or where you got that scarf, but what they're truly asking is, how can I be as poised as you? They see the calm in your face, the way you laugh without holding back, the way you enter a room like it belongs to you. That kind of presence is hard to resist. Third, the compliments you get have changed. No more "you look cute." Now it's elegant, striking, timeless. Those aren't empty words, they're recognition. People see something in you that goes deeper than the surface. They see how you wear your life's experiences in your smile, how your eyes shine with stories people want to hear. Your beauty isn't loud, it doesn't beg to be seen. It's the kind that walks in and, without a word, gets noticed. The fourth sign is how men react to you. It's not like it used to be. Sure, no more whistles or winks. It's something slower, more careful. A gentleman might hold the door a second longer. A younger man might start a conversation that lasts a bit more than needed. They might not flirt openly, but their eyes stay on you. They ask things. They want to learn more about you. And it's not just politeness. It's quiet respect, because your presence asks for it. Fifth, you've stopped dressing for other people's approval. That's a big sign. You wear whatever makes you feel right. You don't care about trends. You understand what works for your body, your mood, your flow. You've polished your style over time like a signature, and people see it. They might not always speak up, but they're noticing. That long coat, that splash of color. The way you wear earrings like they're part of your personality. That's beauty, and it's yours, not borrowed. Another sign. Sometimes you intimidate people, not because you're unkind or harsh, but because you're self-assured. That kind of confidence is unusual, especially in a world that keeps telling women to shrink, to stay quiet, to be more pleasing. You're not rude, you're direct, and when you walk into a room, people sense that. Some feel drawn to it. Others don't know what to do with it, but nobody overlooks it. And finally, the seventh sign might matter most. Every now and then, when you catch yourself off guard, maybe in a mirror, maybe in a window's reflection, you stop for a moment. Something draws your eye, not your wrinkles, not your silver hair, but something else, a warmth, a tenderness, a power. You might dismiss it, but that small flash of recognition, that's your beauty looking back at you. You've lived. You've loved, you've hurt, you've rebuilt, and through all of it, you've come out not just older, but fuller, wiser, and yes, more beautiful. That beauty isn't showy. It doesn't demand attention, but it receives it anyway. Let's go a bit further now, beyond what people notice on the outside. Because real beauty after 60 isn't on your face. It's in your routines, your energy, your aura, and once you start seeing that, you realize something powerful. You're not just nice, looking, you're magnetic. one of the clearest signs you've quit apologizing. You don't feel the need to say sorry for being present, for having a viewpoint, for laughing loudly. You've earned your place here just as you are. That kind of freedom shines from you. It makes people take notice. They might not name it, but they sense it. It's the energy of a woman who no longer asks for permission. Another sign, you don't need validation. You still like a compliment, of course, but yourself. Worth doesn't depend on it. You're not hunting for approval from others. You don't wait for someone to tell you you're attractive or valuable. You already know it. And when a woman who knows her value walks into a room, people notice, not because she's loud, but because she's steady. Your smile has changed too. In your 20s, you might have smiled to be nice. In your 40s, maybe out of habit. But now when you smile, it's because you truly feel it, because something is genuinely funny or deeply sweet or simply joyful. That kind of smile lights up your whole face, and it's one of the loveliest things anyone can see, real joy. It's uncommon, and when people see it on you, they remember it. Here's another one. Your silence has presence. When you pause before answering, people listen. You're not talking to impress anyone. You're talking because you have something real to say. And when you stay quiet, that quiet speaks too. It says you're deliberate, you're reflective, you're here. That's grace, that's beauty, and it doesn't fade, it grows. You also have your rituals, your little sacred habits. Maybe it's how you drink your morning tea in stillness, or how you always apply lipstick before stepping out, even just for milk. These habits aren't shallow, they're grounding. They remind the world and yourself that you're still showing up, that you still care, that you're still you. And those small acts of devotion to how you look and feel, they softly tell a story of self-respect. Let's not forget your eyes, because if there's one thing that doesn't age, it's them. Sure, the skin around them may crinkle, but the eyes themselves stay sharp, knowing, gentle eyes that have seen decades of happiness and heartbreak, of mess and calm. Eyes that say, I've been here. That kind of depth pulls people in. It makes them feel safe, curious, moved. You don't need to dress up your face when your eyes already tell your whole story. And speaking of stories, you have them, and you know how to share them. You've lived through eras younger people only read about. You've loved and lost. You've made choices that built your life. And when you tell those stories, people listen, not because you're trying to impress, but because your lived experience gives weight to your words. That voice of real truth, that's beauty. It's wisdom wrapped in elegance. You also dress with purpose now. Not for fashions, not to please, but to feel like yourself. Maybe it's a silk scarf that brings back a trip to Paris. Maybe it's that favorite blouse that always makes you stand taller. Maybe it's the comfy shoes you once avoided, but now love. Every item you wear tells the world a little about who you are. That kind of style isn't found in magazines. It's found in women like you. You don't chase the spotlight, but somehow it still comes to you, because the beauty you carry now isn't seeking attention. It draws it naturally without effort. You walk in and people take notice even if they don't know why. It's not makeup, it's not youth, it's presence, and it doesn't stop there. When you laugh, it's genuine. When you listen, it's complete. When you speak, it counts. You're not here to impress, you're here to connect. That change in intention, that's powerful, and it shows in everything you do. You are beautiful, not in the old way of saying it, but in a fuller, deeper, more compelling way. And you no longer need anyone to tell you that. Let's talk about something rarely said out loud. You've become the kind of woman people watch when they think you're not looking. Not because of your clothes or your hair. It's because there's something in your stillness, your look, your presence that feels unlike others. And that difference, that's beauty refined by time. You've learned to be picky with your energy. That might not sound like a sign of being good looking, but stay with me. When a woman over 60 steps away from drama, from gossip, From people who tire her out, it shows. It shows in her posture, in her calm, in her light. You're not angry, you're just done with performing, and that self-care makes you shine. There's something deeply attractive about a woman who knows her boundaries and respects them. People often underestimate you at first. They see a woman with gray hair or laugh lines and expect softness. Then you talk, you share a story, you question an idea, and they sit up straighter. That moment when someone realizes you are not to be dismissed is powerful. And it doesn't come from fury. It comes from presence, a quiet, grounded kind of beauty that develops over time. You've also grown generous with your words, not because you're trying to please others, but because you've learned how strong kindness can be. You see someone struggling and you say, "You're doing wonderfully." You notice a stranger's smile and say, "That color is amazing on you." These are little things, but they land like music. Beautiful women lift other women. And the fact that you do it so naturally, that's another clue you've still got it. Now, let's talk about how you move. There's no rush anymore. You walk as if you have time, because you do. You've stopped chasing things that don't matter, and that steady rhythm, it's graceful, it's measured. It says, "I've arrived and I have nothing to prove." There's nothing frantic about how you move through life. And in a world that feels fast and noisy, that quiet grace stands out, another sign you don't compare yourself anymore. Not like you used to. You're not trying to look like someone else's version of beauty. You've learned that beauty is personal. It's not about dress size or smooth skin. It's about how you feel in your own body, in your own skin. And that sense of ownership, that's rare. That's why people notice you. You're not trying to be anyone else. You're just fully, unapologetically yourself. You've also grown what I call seasoned charm. It's not the bouncy flirtiness of youth. It's something more delicate, a sharp wit, a knowing smile, a perfectly timed eyebrow lift. You don't need to take over a conversation. You just offer one line that leaves everyone laughing or thinking. That easy charisma is hard to describe, but people sense it. They're pulled toward it, and often they walk away thinking there's something special about her. You've stopped chasing closure from the past. You're no longer replaying old arguments in your head. You're not waiting for people to change or apologize. That acceptance, it frees your face, it softens your expression, it makes you look peaceful, and peace is beautiful. You might not have realized it, but emotional growth shows. You wear it, and it changes how people see you. Even how you rest is different now. You're not collapsing from exhaustion. You're resting by choice. You sit on the porch with tea, you watch birds, you take naps without guilt. That kind of rest, that glow from not rushing, not overdoing, it adds something to your face, your posture, your energy, and it makes people think, "She looks so healthy." You're also not scared of being alone anymore, not now, and that ease with solitude, that's strength. You can go to a cafe by yourself and enjoy your book. You can sit in silence without filling it with chatter. That's self-sufficiency, that's magnetic. People often mistake it for mystery, but it's not mystery. It's completeness, and it's beautiful. So if you've ever thought, "I used to be pretty," stop right there. You still are. In fact, you're probably more attractive now than ever, not because of your looks, but because of everything you've become. Here's the truth. Most women don't realize they're beautiful until long after others already see it. You might think your best days are behind you, that the glow has gone, that you've somehow left the spotlight. But what if I told you you've only just stepped into it? Because beauty at this stage isn't about being the youngest in the room. It's about being the most real. You're not trying to prove anything anymore. You're not worried about being flawless. You've stopped pretending to be smaller, quieter, less complicated, and instead you've become you entirely. That right there is irresistible, one of the clearest signs. You've stopped following trends. You're not always trying the newest serum or the hottest style. You've settled into what suits you, what feels like home on your skin, your hair, your clothes, your fragrance. It's all chosen, not borrowed, and when everything you wear matches who you are, people feel it. They can tell when a woman knows herself. That's what gives you your glow. You don't depend on outside approval anymore either. You don't wait for someone to say you look great, because now you already know when you do. You look in the mirror and think, yes, this is me and I love her. Maybe not every day, maybe not every angle, but most days in some small way you smile at yourself. That moment, that recognition, that's beauty. Not the kind others give you, but the kind you take for yourself. Your voice has changed too, not in pitch, but in strength. You speak more slowly, more intentionally. When you give advice, people pay attention, not because you ask for it, but because you've lived enough to have something worth saying. And when a woman speaks from experience instead of uncertainty, her words carry weight. That's not just wisdom. It's a kind of beauty that settles deeply in the room. You've also stopped fearing change. You've accepted that life moves on, that your body, your relationships, your priorities, they all shift. And instead of fighting it, you've adapted. That flexibility is powerful. That grace in releasing the past, embracing the present, and welcoming what's ahead. It's glowing. It gives your beauty a gentleness that's impossible to copy. Your home reflects it too. How your space feels. It's not crowded with things you no longer need. It's chosen, cozy, filled with small pieces of your life, photos, books, plants, fabrics that feel like happiness. When someone enters your space, they feel comforted, held, and that's a mirror of you. Your outer world now reflects your inner peace. That's not just beautiful, it's magnetic. Even how you touch people has changed. You no longer give rushed hugs or distracted cheek kisses. When you hold someone now, it's thoughtful. It stays. It says, I'm truly here with you. That warmth, that slowness, it changes how people feel around you. It creates a space where they can breathe out. And that kind of energy is the most attractive thing there is. You've also learned the art of boundaries. You don't say yes just to avoid trouble. You say yes when it fits your peace. And when it doesn't, you say no gently, firmly, and without guilt. That clarity, that self-respect, it changes how people treat you. It shows them how to respect you. And there's nothing more beautiful than a woman who honors herself openly. So here's the final sign. You've stopped chasing youth. You've stopped looking backward. And you've started owning now this moment, this age, this version of you. You've realized that being a good, looking older woman doesn't mean trying to look young. It means being fully present in the skin you're in, with all the grace, strength, and glow that comes with it. And here's the best part. When you finally accept that, everything changes. Your laugh gets freer. Your walk gets prouder. Your smile gets softer, and you become the kind of beautiful people don't forget. Not because you look like a model, but because you look like you. So if you've been waiting for permission to see yourself the way others already do, let this be it. Take a deep breath, look in the mirror, and say it aloud if you need to. I'm still beautiful, because the truth is, you never stopped being beautiful. You just started becoming unforgettable, and if you made it to the end of this video, it probably means you felt something. That little pull in your chest, that voice that said, yes, that's me. That's your beauty waking up. Let it shine. Subscribe to the channel if this connected with you and drop the city you're watching from. Let's show the world how stunning older women truly are.